You betcha, Libby.
Okay.
We are live. So,
We are?
Yeah, there's people out there watching.
All right.
What?
I forget how I start usually.
Hi, this is Libby Gibson.
It's Thursday, and I'm muddled on Thursdays, don't forget.
Why is that? Because of the
Of the long meeting. Wednesday's a really long day for town admin staff and others, for the board too. I'm Libby Gibson, town manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. So we did have a very lengthy board meeting last night, but we covered a lot of material. And without naming every single thing, try to pick out some of the highlights, which include we are going to have a public hearing on the concept of requiring that everyone who parks in the downtown area have a parking sticker. So this came up a couple of months ago at a board meeting, and there was a proposal that everybody be required, everybody meaning everybody who brings a car downtown. It's kind of started out as wherever you park on Nantucket in any public parking lot or on the street, you would need this parking sticker, and there would be a fee for it. And then it sort of morphed into perhaps residents would get the sticker for free or for a very nominal fee, like $5 or $10, and non-residents would pay something higher. The idea behind it being to generate a revenue source that could fund things like the fast ferry connector, additional hours or additional routes or longer service for the NRTA. So the public hearing is meant to be a discussion only and to solicit public input on this proposal. And if the board feels comfortable to move forward, a subsequent public hearing would have to be held to actually adopt regulations.
Well, did the board look favorably on that?
Well, there was some good discussion. I would say it is not. They are not unanimous in this. No. Are you a big fan of it? Well, I'm a big fan of looking for alternate revenue sources. Personally, forget about me having anything to do with the town. I wouldn't have a big problem getting a sticker, especially if it were free. But in my role as town manager, we've got to do a lot of figuring out about how we're going to get, I don't know, 15,000 people or more a sticker. I don't like it. You don't like it? No, I don't like it. I don't like that every time I turn around, some other fee is being attached to something. That is, that definitely is a concern. I know a lot of people are going to feel that way. Yes, they are. They are. You're right. And I can kind of understand that feeling. Yeah. So there's going to be that. That's on March 11th, if I didn't already say that. Okay. We also had an announcement. Washington Street, and there is a big sign at the Rotary, I noticed, is going to be closed on February 24th and 25th, and this relates to a sewer connection. But hopefully we are also going to take the opportunity, while that street is closed, to clean it up a little. Maybe not a little, a lot. There's a lot of debris on Washington Street because of the January storm and the flooding, and there's junk all over the place. So we're hopefully going to get all that cleaned up at that time. We talked about a parking ban, which was sort of new and different for Nantucket, but which is quite common elsewhere during the storm this past Sunday. For a period of time, certain streets downtown were closed to parking only so that DPW could get in there and plow more easily. Most of the reports we've gotten back are that was a good, beneficial thing to do. Yep. So we'll probably do it again as situation dictates in future storms. We had a whole bunch of public hearings last night, 10 to be exact. I'm not going to go over every single one of them. One of them had to do with event fees. The board adopted some new fees, primarily for larger events. They adopted some fees for events that have between 250 and 1,000 people, and anything over 1,000, the board will determine on a case-by-case basis what that fee will be. So there was some discussion about that.
What are the fees now? I mean, is it a higher fee?
They're much less now. They're very low now. So I think we'd like them to be higher because these are lands, the areas where a lot of these big events are held, for a period of time cannot be used for their regular public use. But also there is a very significant amount of town resources that go into these things. The board already back in December had adopted some additional fees for the use of these resources, like for lifeguards if they're needed for a water event, or additional third-party detail police officers. They already get paid through the third-party detail rate, but, well, I guess third-party detail for police was already covered. Firefighters was a third-party detail issue. DPW cleanup, people haven't really paid for that before, but sometimes there's a lot of cleanup to do after a very big event.
Okay.
And sometimes the event sponsors don't really get to it.
Are we anticipating a larger number of events?
Well, we're getting a lot more inquiries about larger events. So this is sort of in response to that. It's been growing over the past few years. So there's that.
All right.
We had our second quarter fiscal year 15 financial reports from the Sewer and Solid Waste Enterprise Funds. We talked quite a bit about the January storm and the damage it did to some of the town infrastructure, specifically the town pier and the municipal fire alarm system. To make a long story short, the town pier is estimated to cost about $1.2 million to bring up to working condition.
Gosh.
And that is a lot of work that has to get done before the season, if we're going to try to get it done before the season, which we want to.
Is it that high because it's going to require
It's almost a
people to
rebuild.
work? Oh, it is?
Almost.
Like new pilings into
Oh,
the-
yeah. Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yes. It's a big deal. Haven't you gone
Did
down
we
there?
need a new one anyway? I mean, is this...
No. It needed some work, certainly, but not $1 million worth, at least at one time.
So what happens if we get another storm? I mean,
Good question.
We're going to get other storms.
Well, yes.
Are we going to spend $1 million every time?
Well,
we
it
get a
depends
storm?
on how much damage is done, Gino.
I
I
guess.
just don't. I
But
don't
this
have a
one
crystal
really-
ball to tell.
I know, but do we really think that this storm was that terrible?
Well, the January storm was.
I guess it was, but I think we're going to get hit with those again. Those
Gino,
are
the
not-
January storm was historic and life-threatening and crippling. Remember?
Well, that was only because I had to sleep in my car.
Well, that was unfortunate.
That was.
I'm sorry about that. Anyway, we're going to be going to town meeting for approval to use what's called free cash to fund this project. We are hoping for federal reimbursement, but we won't know about that for quite a while. Anyway, the real discussion was how to get the thing fixed before the summer. So
And to
we're
make
working
sure
on
that
it.
we don't have to keep spending $1 million every time we have a bad storm.
Well, yeah.
That thing, those things have to be in there for.
Yes, I'm sure
No,
they will be.
I'm just making, you know.
I know what you're doing.
I know. I'm thinking about what people are thinking about, and they're going to think $1 million. Oh my God! Where are we getting the money for that?
We have the money.
Okay.
It has to be approved by town meeting at no additional cost to the
okay.
taxpayers,
All
not
right.
an override or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Luckily.
Yeah.
So anyway, those were the biggest items that we talked about. Next week, we have Board of Selectmen and County Commissioners meeting. I was just going over the agenda with the chair and the vice chair. And on county, we have a second public hearing for the taking of roads in Surfside, Boulevard, Monahans Lovers Lane, Clifford Street. I think that's it, Okorowa. And that's been going on for quite a while. We had a public hearing, I think, in December, and there was an objection registered at the public hearing, which necessitates a second hearing. So this is when the second hearing is going to be. Under Board of Selectmen, I think we have a couple of public hearings. Maybe we don't. I can't remember. I already have forgotten what's on the agenda next week. So, but it's fairly, a lot of real estate. It's because it's Real Estate Wednesday. Meanwhile, the Finance Committee is winding up to finish off its motions for the town meeting. Begins on April 6th, don't forget, Monday, April 6th at 6 o'clock, as well as the Planning Board winding up their motions on zoning articles. So those are all going to be coming out within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
And Election Day is what day?
Election Day is Tuesday, April 14th.
Oh, interesting. So it's going to be after town meeting.
It is,
Ah.
yes. Those are the big things going
Those are
on.
big. Okay.
Yeah. Is there gale force winds outside yet? Because that's
What?
what I heard on the
Oh,
weather
oh,
forecast
no.
this morning.
Oh my goodness.
There was a gale warning for today, but it seems kind of mild out there. But I can't see that much from in here. So
What
it's hard to tell.
a winter we've had, huh?
I know, wild.
What a winter.
I'm not totally unhappy with it on a personal level.
I'm not either.
Because it is
Chris.
winter, and we haven't had a real winter in a while.
That's right.
Plus, I just think real cold like this kills nasty things like ticks and mosquitoes and stuff like that.
But
They
it also kills
hopefully
the
won't be as
birds,
bad.
too. Nice little birds. Sweet little birds.
Really?
I think so.
Little birds are sweet?
Well, I mean, this is such a temperate place. Normally we don't get this kind of cold, and that's why they come here.
You know what I saw yesterday?
No.
I I had to go to Boston yesterday, and I was coming back on the MBTA bus to the airport. Pigeons waddle on and off the bus. One was right next to my feet. I kept kind of trying to
On the bus?
On the bus. I guess they're cold.
And how were people reacting?
They
to
were
it?
kind of looking at it and hoping it wasn't going to get too close to
Just
them,
one
like me.
pigeon.
I saw at least 3.
Oh my God.
I'm not a big fan either of pigeons, so
Yeah.
nothing I could do though. It eventually
it stayed-
waddled
yeah.
off. But
Yeah.
still, it's
Hey,
creepy.
you want to take a look at this and just show people what,
All right.
what we're doing here? This is kind of cute. Now look, Libby.
Should I,
Well, you can look at it for a second, but look,
Okay.
see, we're live. It's a little delayed because it's through the cellular.
oh, I look terrible.
No, you don't. You look good.
I'm
me
really
see.
tired today.
Oh.
Am I holding it right?
Yeah, you're holding it perfectly.
Okay.
See, so we're just, we should let people know that if they want to be alerted to our live broadcasts,
Yeah.
they can send a text, just watch live to, and I'll put this on the screen at the bottom when we replay this,
Okay.
is it's 818-925-LIVE-5483.
I'm never gonna remember.
925-5483, 818 area code.
Okay.
I'll put it on there.
I already forgot that.
All right.
So people, if they're watching right now, they're watching live.
They are watching.
Are the
live.
words like not matching?
No.
It's totally live.
No. See, now look, you just grabbed it. See how far
Oh,
off it
yes.
is? Isn't that kind of cool?
It's pretty close. Wow, that is very close.
Yeah. So it's within probably 45 seconds cellular, but if you're watching on a computer, it's almost immediate.
Wow, that's very cool, Gino.
It is.
What else? Are you going for a vacation somewhere?
I don't know. Maybe I'd like to. I want to get out of here with my son.
Yeah.
Go somewhere.
I
Maybe
hope
skiing.
I hope it's
What
not
about
terrible
you?
weather. We're working on something.
Oh.
It's
on
not
the
going to be
hush
big
hush?
though.
It's up on the
Well,
hush?
a little, but it's not really. It's not going to be a big thing.
You're not going
I'll tell you
flying
when
down to the Caribbean for
No,
a quick.
God, I wish.
Oh,
Boy, do I wish that.
I'm gonna wait. I really want to get through a little more winter before I go away and then come back. I want to come back to this.
I know.
I'd rather get it at the tail end
Yeah.
and then look forward to
Yes,
April.
yes, I agree. All right, that's enough chit chat.
You got it.
Thank you very much. See you next time.